Hello everybody, welcome back to 10-Minute Reviews. Jason here bringing you today's video. So real fast, I don't want to make this too long for an intro, so I'm going to try and compress it. Thank you very much to our fans. Thank you very much to our patrons. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book, any other applicable links. And don't forget to check the end of the videos for details on our contest. I'm going to be running a contest on the main channel, and I'm going to have a couple of contests on the Patreon, so don't forget to check that as well. Got a bunch of signed books and stuff that I want to give away. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. Don't forget to check those links down below, guys. Got more information down there. Catch you soon. Today's video, we're going to be talking about a series that I had talked about earlier. Book 2, I stumbled across it a while back and it was absolutely fantastic. Author is Dontigney, not exactly sure how it's pronounced. And it's the Unintended Cultivator Book 2. This series is just absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Only Beware of Chicken would I put above this as far as Cultivator books go. And it's pretty close. This is just a fantastic book. So book 2 pretty much picks up directly from where book 1 ended. We had Lu Sen, the end of book 1. He sort of finished his training underneath these two legendary masters that are just one level below ascending to immortality. So they are basically planetary threats. They're two of the three. Their names strike fear in pretty much entire sects of cultivators because they are so ungodly powerful. So Lu Sen finished his training, still doesn't have much of an understanding of the world. They tried to prepare him for it, but there's issues. When you have immortals that don't need to eat, don't need to sleep, and have all this immense power, they tend to forget about little things like how do you find food in a city. I mean, obviously go out and hunt, but how do you find food? How do you find lodging? How much do things cost? How do you sell things? How do you buy things? How do you negotiate prices? Just little things that you wouldn't even think of if you haven't had to deal with them for thousands of years. So that's affecting Lu Sen a little bit. Also, some of the actions from the very end of the book, where he pretty much wiped out the mayor and some powerful cultivators, has made it appear. It has started to hint that he just might be more powerful than his level would suggest. He is punching above his weight, basically. He has abilities that are not normal within his realm, and those mostly come from the oddball training he got. Obviously, elite training from some elite, incredible masters, but also they didn't tell him what to do. They didn't tell him what to do. They didn't tell him how to do it. They let him figure it out himself. So he figured out things that weren't considered conventionally possible, and he learned a few things that weren't considered conventionally normal for his level. So he has become even stronger than his level would suggest. Also, now he's got this burgeoning legend of Judgment's Gale, which was the name given to this mysterious cultivator that came in and cleaned up the town at the end of book 1. So now he's on his travels, and he is beginning to enjoy life as a wandering cultivator, or beginning to learn about life as a wandering cultivator. Naturally, the very first thing that happens, he gets crossways of yet another sect, mostly because he's not interested in it. And you've got this whole cultivation world concept of you have to battle, you have to fight in order to get stronger and in order to prove your strength and the strength of your sect. So if you're a wandering cultivator, you're pretty much going to get challenged everywhere you go. And that happens right at the very beginning. It costs him a bit of enlightenment and an ability to move on. And Lu Sen's trying to remain peaceful, but at a certain point his temper does start to get the better of him, and he starts to make some examples out of some people, which of course leads to yet another sect wondering, okay, who is this guy? And maybe we shouldn't antagonize him. In fact, maybe we should make peace with him. Continuing on with his travel, starts running into more sect members, a few of them very honorable, that he thinks would have some potential, except for the sect themselves that are not what you would consider honorable or something that he could trust. So he's still doing his best to avoid the sects, but he kind of keeps getting himself sucked into things. Ends up at the main town that's kind of where he was hoping to travel, starts making some of the connections that he had been given from his grandmother, from his masters, starts meeting a few more people and learning more about the world. Starts learning more about money, starts investing, has a very interesting encounter out in the middle of the woods that is amusing, to say the least. And also, again, showcasing how he is punching way above his weight at times, and yet he also almost dies. Then we get, of course, yet another sect that's getting crossways of him, and he's just not having it. He's trying to remain peaceful, but at a certain point he finally comes to the realization of, look, this is how it is. As much as I wish that as a wandering cultivator you could just wander, learn, grow, see things and not have to fight anybody, you're going to constantly be getting pushed. It's the way of the world. He's not strong enough to change that philosophy yet. Maybe one day he can, but at the moment he's just not strong enough. So he's like, okay, if I'm going to have to fight, then I'm going to just end it. I'm just going to fight immediately and strong, go for the kill, just handle things. At which point then we also start getting finally into more of an overarching plot line that you can tell is going to continue on through some later books. Again, I compare this to some of the other really good cultivation novels that I've read, such as Beware of Chicken, which only has a few small parallels in more powerful than he knows, and also a couple of spirit beast friends, one in particular, but you could tell that he's got some potential to eventually build him up, but not some big zodiac like Beware of Chicken. And then also some parallels to The Thousand Li by Dao Wang, because we start getting introduced to demonic cultivators and corrupted cultivation and this cabal that he is probably going to have to deal with, assuming his masters don't deal with it first, because they're a little bit strong. Amusingly enough, at the end of the book, the author puts in bloopers or outtakes, which of course we see in like movies and such, which are absolutely hilarious. But he actually just takes scenes from the book and he writes as if they were bloopers or outtakes. It's pretty funny. There's 4 or 5 of them. They're an absolute riot. So if you guys like cultivation, even lit RPG, because cultivation is kind of similar in a lot of ways, you really should check it out. Unintended Cultivator is an absolutely fantastic book. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye now. Welcome back. So for our contests. So for the contest here on the main channel, I'm going to be running 2 contests for this month. The contest will end at the end of April. Just email me at reviewsintend@gmail.com. Put contest in the subject line so I do not skip past it. I do get a lot of emails. And I'm actually going to be running 2 contests. Email me for the first contest. Email me your suggestions for 4 categories of books. You don't have to send me 4 suggestions. Some people don't read certain categories, and that is certainly fine. Just email me your suggestions of books that I have not reviewed. Doesn't mean I haven't read them, but that I have not reviewed, in 4 genres: sci-fi, lit RPG, cultivation, and the harem lit. Of course, I'm missing fantasy, but that comes up a lot with cultivation and with lit RPG and with the harem lit, so I'm just kind of leaving that one out. And I will pick of my favorites out of that. I will pick a winner, and I have a signed copy of Advent 9 by T. Alan Horn, and that will be going to that winner. I do actually have a bunch of books for further contests as well, but it's a signed copy of Advent 9 by T. Alan Horn that I will send out to the winner. And the second contest going on the main channel is pick a book. Pick a book that you've read that I have not reviewed, and email me a quick little personal review. If you can talk me into reading that book, the winner of that one will receive a signed copy of J.J. Thorne's Apocalypse Assassin, right? Yeah, Apocalypse Assassin, which I've reviewed this one. I've also reviewed Advent 9. So again, put contest in the subject line, and if you're interested in maybe getting a complete set of Mickey Kare's or the Heavy Weight of It All Book 1, also signed, check out our Patreon. I've got 2 contests that will be going on there as well. Thanks everybody. Hope you guys enjoy the videos, and don't forget to email me. Bye now.